Hi, everyone. So I don't know. Hi. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Anyways, so if you guys don't know, my name's Jenny, third year family medicine resident, almost done with my residency, and just been working a lot. I'm in Washington State, so our state just like a statewide quarantine. At least that's what we're supposed to be doing. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if that's what's going on. But yeah, so originally I was going to do like a video every day to check in and tell you guys like a little bit about what's going on because I've been seeing people do like quarantine day 1, day 2 and then like it's been pretty funny. And so it's just kind of like documenting this journey with you guys, but I'm really tired like kind of spread thin and so I decided just to go on a live instead and see I don't know, just check in this way. But yeah, let's see. My family is amazing. Yes, my family is amazing. And thank you guys for all your support. Oh my gosh. Um, okay, so what should we talk about today? Let's see. So quarantine day 1, no one is supposed to go outside or not really go outside, but no one is supposed to do non-essential things. So like essential things as in going to get groceries, going to doctor's appointments. You're supposed to still be able to go outside and go on walks as long as you stay 6 feet away from each other. Yeah. Okay. How is my day? I wish I was coming here and like super happy and excited and telling you guys like my day is awesome and like I'm not stressed out at all. But like, I feel like the last few weeks, like my whole life, like all it's been is this whole COVID thing. Um, that's all I can think about. That's all the news is talking about. That's all the hospital and residency is about. Um, we are working the acute respiratory clinics, which is everybody comes in with respiratory symptoms like cough, fever, shortness of breath, runny nose, sore throat. Um, all those things, they come in and we screen them. We as in all the residents, and the urgent care doctors, we are the ones like most at risk. Even people who go to the ED, they're like, "Oh, you have respiratory symptoms, go to the acute respiratory clinics." So yeah, I'm like scared every day that I might bring this home to my family or I might get sick myself or like I can no longer breastfeed and like those are all worries that I have. I really need to start like learning or going back to meditating because I can tell like I can feel myself becoming like really anxious and then becoming angry. You know how like you guys have like anxiety is like when you have a goal but like no plan or no like you don't know how to get there and I feel like anger is like when you have a plan but it's not going anywhere and so you're angry because you're trying to push your goals that aren't going anywhere. um but yeah, so I just need to do like yoga or meditation or something. Okay, and I don't know. So we should also maybe I should start doing this every night, trying to list things that I'm thankful for. So let's all do this together, I guess. Let's see. I am thankful for having job security and I'm not worried about my next meal. So I'm very thankful for that. Stan actually bought a whole bunch of food that we're prepping and putting in the freezer so we can hunker down and really not go anywhere. Um, I'm thankful for my co residents who have been really supportive and been here, like, I don't know, just we're in it together. I feel like we're really a family and we're all really knowledgeable and supportive. So I'm really thankful for that. Um, I'm thankful that I'm almost done with residency and that I can actually be paid what I'm worth and then actually be able to spend time with my family. So those are all things that I'm thankful for. So hopefully if you guys are anxious or nervous about any of this stuff, like remember that like I feel like the media is trying to do like this everybody for themselves, but I want people to think of each other, like this epidemic or epidemic, this pandemic should bring us closer together and to be able to like work with each other. And that's like what I really hope for. And it's scary because there are like a fellow. I don't know you if you guys know what a fellow is, but there was a cardiology fellow who was infected with COVID and then recently passed away last week. And so a fellow is someone who went through medical school, went to internal medicine residency, and then started a cardiology fellowship. And so that is like me basically next year if I decided to do any like emergency medicine or high risk OB, like that would have been me, like my age. And that's really young. So yeah, this all scares me, but um, I don't know what you guys want me to say. Let's see. What are we doing? Okay, so let me just tell you about my day 1 of quarantine, and I hope to be able to do more of these videos and just show you guys like the progression of quarantine. One, I'm already like pulling out my hair. The kids are like going crazy, just because Wyatt and London are both home right now, can't really go outside. It's kind of raining. So we're trying to do lots of indoor activities like like art activities and painting, sculpting, lots of Play-Doh. My work is getting more busy than ever. The acute respiratory clinics are from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night, and it's like constant patients. Like I saw 13 patients myself in the morning, and then that was just in the morning, and there was like two other residents there as well, and I think they also saw like around 13, 10 to 13 patients. Um, some people were saying that they're just here to see Wyatt and London. They're both sleeping. The only time they're sleeping, so I'm not gonna wake them up because I am so tired. Um, some of you guys are asking if you think that this is gonna be over soon. Unfortunately, I don't think so, based on all the predictions from the infectious disease, epidemiology. This is just starting and it's going to get worse, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. But right now, we are doing worse than Italy. And so, if you guys want to read about what is going on in Italy, then it's kind of like foreshadowing what is going to happen here. I think it's getting a lot worse because we have so much misinformation or like not consistent information from our government on what to do next. And like Trump wants to what is it, restart the economy next in 2 weeks, like have everyone go back to work. Like it's not going to die down in 2 weeks. And so if you look at China, they've been quarantining, like strictly quarantining everybody for 3 months now, and they have no new cases. In Italy, they have 700 people like pass away daily, and the numbers are just going to increase every day. If you guys know, like, there's only so many doctors, there's only so many hospital beds, there's only so many ventilators. There's no way we can take care of everyone. So I'm not necessarily worried for myself. I'm more worried for actually I am worried for myself. Like I can totally be one of those people who end up on a ventilator, and you know, I'm just worried about society in general and I hope people are going to take this as seriously as I am, but there's really nothing I can do besides like spread this message with you guys. And hopefully you can tell your friends and things like that. Um, why are we in quarantine? I think all statewide in Washington State is supposed to be on quarantine right now, so that we stop the number of new cases going on. Yeah. It's funny because, yeah, the government doesn't wanna get PPE, protective equipment, personal protective equipment for doctors. I just think it's funny because during World War II, they stopped everything and started making stuff for the army and like necessary things. But now, when doctors are dying, the government isn't telling, people to make PPE. Like, it just insane to me. And then the CDC telling me that I should use a scarf to protect myself when doctors are dying or going on ventilators. Like, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, I wish I was just like happier with you guys. Like, I know I'm smiling right now, but that's just like the way I'm like trying to cope with things. But like, I I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Frustrated and angry, and still going to work every day and trying to make things better when I see the trajectory of how things are going, and it doesn't, like, personally, it doesn't look good. So all the people that are still working are doctors, nurses, medical assistants, people at the grocery store, essential people. Like, I saw today, the whole state is supposed to be on quarantine, and people are still at like the coffee shop, like like those drive-through coffee things are still open. Like, yes, it's like we all want coffee, but it's not a necessity. Like, everybody should stay home unless you are in a job where you need to go to work. Like, I wish, like, I really, really wish, like, I was at a job where I can just stay home with my kids, but I'm not. Like, I'm going to work every day and being like, I'm taking care, like, this is what I've lived for. Yes, like, this is what I studied for, but it's like I'm going to be exposed every single day and away from my kids, and like, I just ah! Okay, I don't know. Guys, okay. I need to calm down. Whew. Okay, let's see what else do you guys wanna talk about? Yes, we are very disappointed in. Oh, so then if you wanna compare too, like, South Korea had um, their first case of, COVID at the same time, like, days with us. And so they decided with the WHO to get the test that was created and start testing people rapidly and widely. As for us, we decided not to do that. And so as of now, South Korea has, like, as of a few days ago, they had no new cases. And for us, our cases continue to climb. And like, everyone says, I hope that it's going to be like the flu where, it just dies off in the summer months. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen. We need to prepare for the worst, right? What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? And there are studies from China, um, and I think in the Asian countries or Italy, that people have been reinfected. And so when they were hospitalized, they got the nasal swabs, and they were positive for COVID, and they continued to get nasal swabbed until they were negative, and then they were sent back into the world, got sick, fever, came back to the hospital, got swabbed again, and was positive for COVID again. And so when I first heard this, I was like, there's no way. Like, that doesn't make sense, because once you get sick, you build up an immune response, you have antibodies. So those antibodies fight off this this virus, right? There's no way you can get it twice. That just doesn't make sense. But when I thought about it more and when I read more of the literature, it said that you don't build enough of an immune response, and therefore you can get infected a second time. And if you guys know, like kids who get the flu vaccine, they actually need to get 2 doses, 1 dose, and then a few weeks later, they get a second dose as a booster because they need to build up an immune response. And I was like, oh my God, I get it. It's like a novel, like we've never had this before. And so our bodies don't build up immune response. So sometimes maybe you need 2 doses. I don't know. But yeah. So our OB floor is freaking out because no one knows what to do. They only know how to, like if someone comes in with the respiratory symptoms, they don't want to get their kids sick. They don't want to get other moms sick. It's just like a hot mess right now. Okay, well, let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading through all your guys' comments to see what else should we talk about. I mean, right now in the United States, we just don't have the capability of testing everyone, and so I wish we could, but right now, if you don't meet criteria for testing, then we're just not testing you. If you come in for a cough and you're otherwise healthy and it's mild, we're not testing you. We're worried about people with comorbidities who might end up in the hospital, things like that, then we're testing. Um, and everyone's asking about Stan. Do you wanna say anything, Stan? He goes, "Like what?" Stan is in real estate, so obviously people are not buying homes at this point, but he also is watching the kids, and so I think that now with all the schools being closed, K-10 through 12 or K through 12, no one's asking what stay-at-home parents do because they actually do a lot. So, hands down to all those people who stay at home and watch their kids because it is insane. Like, Wyatt and London are nonstop. Stan the man. Yep. Okay, what else? Oh my gosh, people are like, I hope we all don't go back. I mean, it sucks for the economy. Like, I am so sad for, like, my heart goes out to people who aren't able to work and, you know, and financially, this is a big hit for people because I can see like people who don't have income, who struggle to have food. Like, this is going to be a very hard time. I'm just worried that if we all like go about our day as if the coronavirus is just like the flu, then a lot more people are going to get sick and a lot more people are going to die. Everyone is saying that, this only is really bad for the older people with comorbidities, but like, dude, the cardiologist who was a fellow, which is like a little bit older than me, like, is otherwise healthy, passed away. And so it does affect younger people as well. The 34-year-old who went to Orlando, Florida, who went to Disney World and then came back to California and passed away. Like, yeah, all those things. Advil. Yes. So there are studies that show that Advil is better. No, sorry. So the studies have shown that taking an NSAID, ibuprofen, is probably worse for coronavirus than, say, acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. Um, and so the CDC is actually recommending that you use Tylenol, or yes, the CDC is recommending that you use Tylenol and not ibuprofen. Yeah, so right now, there are actually a lot more people who are hospitalized that are 20 to 40-year-olds. So this virus is not biased. If you guys haven't heard of it, the internal medicine podcast Curbsiders is really good, and they talk about they give you a lot of information on that too. My thing is that now that the government comes out with, oh, hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine is good for this virus or that can treat it, this is not FDA approved. And now that people who actually need it, like people with lupus, it's now on back order for them. And so I don't think it's a good thing that people are just willy nilly saying these things. Yeah. Everything is moving to telemedicine. And what else? I feel like all you guys who watch me are on the same page with me and staying home and just chilling and like doing your part and making a difference. I just see a lot of other people who think that it doesn't really affect them until it's too late. So can we talk about something happier? Can you guys tell me, like, leave in the comments something about your day that was amazing? We need, like, more happy thoughts here. Uh, how bad is the shortage, of PPE at your hospital? So the shortage is bad, but it's not as bad as other places. We still have PPE, but we're reusing it. So that means that we are reusing the same gown and the same goggles unless it's soiled, which means they cough on us or they vomit or whatever on us, then we'll change our gown. And between every patient, we change um, our gloves and wipe down our mask. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. I love sushi. Okay, let's talk about that instead. So I love sushi. I first ate it when I was in like high school or something for the first time, and then ever since then I became addicted to sushi, and I needed to eat it at least once a week. um, and my favorite is salmon, uni, ebe, which is like the sweet shrimp. Those are all my favorite. Uh, this is probably a really bad, like, people ask me what my hobby is, and my hobby is eating. So um, I blame whoever introduced me to sushi because I spent so much money. That's where all my money goes, food. Let's see. 6 lobsters? Damn, you should share your lobsters with all of us. I used to make, like, these bento boxes for my friends, and it's, like, little different sushi rolls with, like, faces on them, like the super Japanese ones. I miss doing that. I'm gonna start doing that for my kids, um, when I have more time off and I go to school or when they go to school. Oh my gosh, now I have to get sushi. All the stores are closed, and Stan does not want to eat sushi that is to go. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Let's see. You guys are honestly like the best. Oh, and then we have like poke bowl parties at our house, or we used to, where we just like cut up the fish and Stan would make like all these different sauces and we have toppings. And then we make our own sushi bowls and then drink alcohol together. Those are the best times. How did I This is funny. Stan Stan and I met in Vegas, but that is a long story, and so it should be saved for another day. Wyatt's speech is getting so much better. I wish I could show you guys like a clip, but I will make a video soon on Wyatt's speech update. He still can't say things like C and sounds and G sounds. I think I have a lisp too, so it's hard for him. He probably would benefit from another session, like a speech therapy course, but all those are down right now. He could probably do it virtually. But yeah, so all physical therapy, occupational therapy, like I don't know if any of those are like actively going on because everything is going virtual. I wish I knew how to do more um, therapy with him at home, but like I'm really bad at that stuff. I just try to talk to him a lot. Okay, hidden talents. I can wiggle my ears. So let me show you guys. Do you guys see that? Say- I'm so weird. Okay. How is Wyatt with his brother? Wyatt loves London. He doesn't like to share, but he always likes to do things to make London laugh. And so, yeah, I mean, it's great. I love them playing together. It's gonna be. I'm excited to watch them grow up together. London London was sick recently, so we super babied him, and now he found his voice, and is is like screeching every time like he wants something or like when his brother takes away his toy. So it's been a lot more difficult in that aspect, but I love it that he's getting older and playing with his brother. So I can't complain. Both my kids are healthy and really sweet. Um I think Wyatt is still kinda jealous though, like, he'll still, like, take away the toys and, like, he's like, "My toy," and, like, he won't eat something, but when he sees London eat it, then he'll, like, take it away and eat it, so I think it's all, like, natural, just because his whole world, evolved around him originally, so I still try to, like, have separate time, like, so I nurse London and that's like our bonding time together. But I still try to spend time with just Wyatt um, by himself because I still want him to feel like he's special and that, I'm not favoring one child over another. Um, and so London's favorite food, it's funny because London eats everything. Like he loves everything. There's nothing that he won't eat. Wyatt, on the other hand, is um is something else because I don't know where I went wrong, but he is so picky. Like he would only eat like chicken nuggets, hot dogs, broccoli, mac and cheese pizza, and like he'll do things like he'll drink things when I like blend it up in a smoothie. So I try to do more of those stuff, but he won't even drink that much. And so I'm trying to expose him to more foods and I'm hoping that the more I feed London, like Wyatt will like catch on, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. Yes, my Willow pump is still working, and that's what I've been using at the clinics just because everything's so dirty, so I don't wanna wash anything. How long do I think I'm gonna be in the house? Ooh. So there's a lot of questions. Oh, man. Boards are canceled. All boards are canceled. We can't even take them at the testing center, and we don't know when it's gonna come back. So I stopped studying. Okay. My life is just, like, upside down because I don't know what this means. Oh, okay. So, I actually okay, this has been a while, so I wanted to talk about this one last thing, before I went, and it's about, matching. So this past week was when r med students matched into their subspecialty, and I got some messages, and I'm not gonna say who it's from, but s some people and I've gotten this message before, but some people say that, "I matched into family medicine, and I'm excited, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I am regretting this decision of matching into family medicine because I wanted to do, like, EM, emergency medicine, or surgery." And they asked me if I had any specific thoughts on, like, why I chose family medicine, or do I have any regrets, or, like, other people talking about how family medicine is a lower tier, or, I get discriminated against, or all those things. And how family medicine isn't sexy. My response really to people is that, like, when they kind of regret their decision, is that, like, maybe you didn't really want to do family medicine in the first place, because I, like, love family medicine. Like, this is what I want to do, and this is where I belong. No one's gonna judge you if you are a good doctor, like, no one's gonna judge, like, no one's gonna look at a nurse and be like, "Oh, you should have been a doctor." No one's gonna look at a PA and be like, "You should have been a doctor." Like, no one's gonna look at an ARP and be like, "You should have been a good doctor." They just say, like, "You are a good provider." And then for me, I'm just like, no one's gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, you should have been a cardiologist or an interventionalist or blah, blah, blah." Like, no, they look at me and they're like, "You're a really good doctor." And that's all they're gonna judge you for. Like, I am so happy at what I do. And if I wanted to do something else, like, if I wanna do a sports medicine fellowship, I can do that, and I can work for a sports team. Like, one of my doctors that trained me in medical school, he was a family medicine doc, went back to do a sports medicine fellowship, and then now is a doctor for the Mariners. And so that sounds like an amazing job to me. Like, you can do that if you wanted to. You can go and do emergency medicine fellowship. You can do a fellowship. You can do a high risk OB fellowship. Like, there's so many things that you can do, and it doesn't really matter what anybody else says, because you should be happy with your decision and, like, the career path that you chose. Um, so I say, who cares about what everyone else says, because you're living this life, and the, like, concerns of others shouldn't affect you. Um, but yeah, like, there are people who matched into a specialty after a year, decided that, "Oh, I don't really like the specialty, and it's a really hard decision, and I didn't really understand the choices that I was making, and so I'm going another in the future." So yeah. Um, that's crazy. Wanted to be done. So yeah. Mm, Oldest resident you've heard of, 50? 50, almost 50 as a resident. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I hope that my original plan was to do, like, a video every day to check you guys up. If I'm too tired, then I will do these hangouts for the next 14 days to check you guys in on how I'm doing with quarantine. All right. Leave more questions in the comment section below so I can answer them. You guys have a good night, and be safe, be healthy, think good thoughts, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye.